Okay, disclaimer time. I'm really, really sick, but I know this is late, so I'm really sorry, but I'm just gonna be sick while I'm voicing this over. Okay, cool.
Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
One of the biggest plot twists in a Disney movie that I can think of is in Frozen, when Hans, Anna's romantic interest, turns out to be evil and power hungry, refusing to kiss Anna to save her. Plot twists in movies can often be really frustrating or really satisfying, but most importantly, plot twists serve as an example of how writers and directors play with the truth. The truth is always set. In every movie, it's up to either us or the characters to discover it. Today we're going to look at an example of a movie where the truth is concealed for the character, a movie where the truth is concealed for the audience, and a movie where the truth is concealed for both the characters and the audience. Let's start by talking about Memento. The film tells the story of a man, Leonard, who's on a mission to track down and kill John G., the man who raped and murdered his wife. However, Leonard is set back by his short-term memory loss. Writer and director Christopher Nolan uses this characteristic to twist our understanding of the plot, putting most of the movie scenes in reverse order. What's interesting about Memento and its reverse order is that we start out knowing the truth. Lenny shoots Teddy, the man he determines is John G. Leonard has the entire truth, or at least his idea of the truth, and it's up to the audience to uncover the evidence and determine whether or not we agree with him. Nolan's use of the truth throughout Memento is extremely creative. Well, of course it's creative, that's why he's a renowned director. Anyway, Nolan's use of the truth throughout Memento is extremely creative, because as I mentioned previously, the audience knows the truth about who John G. is, while Leonard can never fully trust himself about whether or not his best friend is the perpetrator. The scene that best shows this dilemma is the one where Teddy attempts to convince Leonard that he was Sammy Jacobs, the man who killed his wife because he couldn't remember her diabetes. Leonard's memories are so screwed up that even when he realizes Teddy is lying, he can't say it with absolute certainty. By showing the audience the exact same shots, one with insulin and one without, Nolan plays with our understanding. But more importantly, Leonard's understanding of the truth. Leonard is never presented with the full truth, as his interrogate amnesia prevents him from retaining any of the information he gathers. The only person Lenny can ever trust is himself. Shoplifters is the newest release of the three, and it's the only foreign film of the group, but its reflection on truth is just as powerful. The film tells the story of a family. The father, Osamu, his wife, Nobuyo, her sister, Aki, their son, Shota, and their grandma. The family welcomes a young girl, who they named Dean. I can't pronounce Japanese soft R's with my congestion, into their family after kidnapping her from an abusive household. Though they don't always obey laws, their shoplifting and other crimes only serve to assist the family. We feel bad for them. Aki makes money by working in a sex club. Osamu has to stop working his construction job due to an injury. Nobuyo's wages decrease when the factory where she works has to hire more workers. And Shota and Dean often feel awful about needing to shoplift despite Osamu assuring them it's necessary. While the household appears as just a dysfunctional family, the last few scenes of the film reveal the truth. None of the household's occupants are related, and none of their origin stories are true. The grandmother frequently visits the home of runaway Aki's former family to shame them into giving her money. Osamu and Nobuyo work together to murder Nobuyo's abusive husband in a crime of passion, and Shota was found as a toddler in a parked van that had its windows rolled up. We just spent the past hour and 40 minutes or so growing to love, trust, and respect the film's protagonists. So when we discover the horrific truth about them, we aren't exactly sure how to process it. Other than the grandma. She always seemed kind of sketchy. Besides that, though, director Hirokazu Koreeda just lets us sit with the harsh truth for the last half hour of the movie. In her PhD thesis for UPenn, Dr. Lindsay Fiorelli argues that the epistemic nature of film's directness consists in how fiction films cannot lie to us about their fictions, and how they cannot mislead us about their fictional truths. I feel like I am in no way qualified to disagree with a research doctor, but I'm going to have to disagree with her using shoplifters as an example. Though her claim that movies manage to show us their truth without having to tell us does make sense with many movies. For example, we can often predict the ending of a Scooby-Doo movie. Well-made films rarely show off the truth on a first watch. Sure, the family is unconventional, and we do figure out some of the grandmother's secrets before the twist, But how would we know that Nobuyo and Osamu aren't their real names and that they're murderers? How was I supposed to predict the really scary part in Hereditary? I'm not even going to look for that clip because it's late at night and that part scares me. Before I freak myself out too much, let's move on to the final example, Citizen Kane. The film hides the truth from both the audience and all of the characters except for Charles Foster Kane. The main plot of the movie, besides acting as a biography for a powerful political figure, surrounds a man's search for the meaning behind Kane's last word, Rosebud. Nobody can figure out what Rosebud means until the very last shot of the movie, when we see that Kane's childhood sled said Rosebud on it. Rosebud is the only thing that Kane could never buy with all of his power and money. He simply wanted back the childhood that was stolen from him. Rather than Orson Welles hiding the truth from us, the character Charles Foster Kane, not to be confused with Welles, hides the truth from everyone, transcending the boundary of his world into our real world in order to hide the truth from literally everyone. I feel like my own understanding of the truth is most similar to the one portrayed in Citizen Kane. For the most part, I tend to keep my secrets and truths to myself, only revealing small secrets to my closest friends. This year, however, I realized that keeping the truth to myself actually gives me huge amounts of anxiety. One day, I skipped 2 classes, and drove around the vicinity of the school while talking to my best friend on the phone, telling her all of my biggest secrets and fears. I felt a rush of calm pour over me, and I felt so much better. My truth is certainly hidden, but I have been making an effort to reveal it slowly. When it comes to understanding the truth and when it matters, my answer is this. It does matter. In every film, and even in our lives, there is an inherent truth, and almost all of the time, our purpose is to discover that truth, whether it's characters finally discovering a truth that the audience has known for a long time, or us, figuring out who we are and who we're meant to be.